Welcome to the second and final part of the Kingfly ORV chassis install on your Monster Beetle. This also works on the Blackfoot RC. In the first part, we gutted the Monster Beetle and started transferring components onto the new chassis. By the time you're done, your car should look a little something like this. Now that we're all caught up, let's continue where we left off. After installing the side body mounts, install the rear shocks. The mounting spots will have all the necessary hardware for part installations from here on out. It's important to note that the rear shocks will be held with a nut on the back side. You can now start pre-positioning your receiver and ESC and move on to installing the trailing arm retaining caps. To install these caps, you will need to remove and replace the lower screw next to the trailing arm mount hole for a longer one. This is where having an RC hardware kit comes in handy. Do the same for the other side. Remove and transfer the servo from the old chassis to the new one. To install the servo in the new chassis, you will need screws and nuts to hold it in place. I found it easier to install the nuts if I laid the chassis on its side. Before installing the steering horn with the steering links, replace the steering links with the ones provided with the ORV Chassis Kit. The stock steering links are different lengths and will off-center your car steering completely, either to the left or to the right. You can do the change with needle nose pliers or an RC turnbuckle tool. Unfortunately, I didn't record me changing the links, so I found the YouTube video and posted the link in the video description showing the tool and how to use it. Now you want to transfer the battery hold-in side plates from the old chassis to the new one. Your battery will fly out if you don't transfer these. It's important to note that the original chassis is built differently from the Kingfly chassis, so you need to install the spacers as shown. Install the battery side plates. Install the suspension mount brackets. It's important to note that the new chassis has 4 hold-in screws while the original only had 2. Up next, we will install the front bumper mount bracket. You will need to loosen up some side plate screws to open the chassis enough to mount this. Install the battery mounting tray and tighten the screws once this is done. Reinstall the front axle as demonstrated, but make sure to install the bottom screws and lock nuts only. The top slots are for the front bumper damper, which will be installed shortly after this. Reinstall the radius arms with its original crosspoint screws, followed by the front bumper damper. This one requires 2 more screws and lock nuts, just as we did with the front axle install. When you do this, make sure you don't forget to install the front axle limiting arms. Install the front shocks, the last crosspoint screw in the front damper, and install the front bumper as demonstrated. The Kingfly chassis has spots to mount the receiver and ESC, but it felt odd and I liked the original configuration I had before, so I used some 3M double-sided tape. Install the servo skid plate. By the time you're done, your workbench should look a little something like this. Let me know if you have any questions about the install, and if this helps you, don't forget to like the video and consider subscribing to my channel.